what are the three things you need to have in your mind, like how you think, the thought strategy behind appointment setting, like setting calls, or really setting up the sale, not even just setting up a call, because it's really you're setting the sale so that the call is just where you take the payment. Three things. Okay. And I was teaching my setter this morning and all the elites. So number one is you have to think to yourself, they need my help. Like you just have to genuinely believe everyone you're talking to, you're like, this person needs my help. That's the first belief you need to have. It's just all I'm thinking about is like, they need my help. Generally, if I log in on setting, and I do with my account sometimes, I'll go and I'm like, when I walk, I'm like a shark in the water. I'm like, okay, every one of these people in Messenger chat need me. And if they had me, they would change their life and business. So my belief is already there. I'm like, yeah, conviction. Now that's probably one of the things, right? Because not a lot of people have that conviction because they're doubting themselves. Like, I don't know if they'll work. And so your approach is hesitant. You don't go in with certainty. Like every person you talk to, they feel your presence, even on a chat. Like, this person can help me. So first thing is they need my help. That's the first thought that should be just resonating in the back of your mind, like it has a foundation where you work from. Second thing is, how am I going to help them? And that's why I do research on people. Like I'll go in, it's called qualitative prospecting. I think many people out there in the industry have taught you guys quantitative prospecting, which is based on numbers, volume. If I talk to 100 people a day, I did speak to hundreds of people. I pushed my setters to talk to 150 people one day. But guess what? I'm booking as much calls as like my setter last week, who talked to, I think, maybe 100 people the whole week. So more conversations don't equal more sales. What we start doing is qualitative. So instead of like, think of it like this. Can I show you something real quick? Qualitative prospecting. So quantitative versus qualitative prospecting. What I'm really trying to say is focusing on more numbers as opposed to more depth per number. So that's all I'm really saying. And so here's how I want you to think about it. It's just a visual for you to never forget. So they both work. Just one works harder. It's like less efficient. So quantitative, right? Quantitative is when this is you and you talk to as many people as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 are sending messages. I'm not saying about not sending messages. You should send as many messages as possible so you can get your pipeline filled. But then when you're talking to all of them, you're schooling between like 40 to 20, 30 different people and like sending them a message at a time. You're thinking one response at a time, binary. You're like, send question, they respond. And then you go to like 5 other people and you come back and you go, all right, they said that. And then you send another question. It's just so dysfunctional because your mind is not locking into one person's situation to find out persuasively how to get to the point where you go, we need to work together. So what you're doing is you're treating it like a bot. And so the problem is, this is like level 1 of conversation with a prospect, which is like not even finding pain yet. So qualitative prospecting, which is what we've been doing more of in my company, is this. Let's say you talk to, I'm not saying only talk to like 5 people a day, because you could talk to, I think, at least 10 to 20 good prospects a day. I think you could, but you can't talk to 100 qualitatively. That's what I realized. So let's just say we talk to 5 people, okay? Where what we do is we focus on those. It doesn't mean, by the way, I just want to make this clear. That does not mean you just sit around waiting, because sometimes they don't respond. So in the time that you're waiting for them to respond, you do go start more conversations, check your post, sweep the post, comment to people, send them a message, accept friend requests. You're still doing the workflow. But as soon as you got a good lead responding, you don't overlook it because you want to hit more numbers. You stop and you go, prospect, qualitative, let me add value. So this is just level 1, right? But then what we do is we talk more consciously with this person with this thought. 1, this person needs me. They need my help. It's not a question about if they do, it's they do, right? As long as they're in your like field and like they do, they're doing what you can teach. Second is, how am I going to help this person? How can I help? That's what the conversation's for. You see how this works? Checking out their profile, looking at the stuff, seeing what they're doing, figuring out more about who they are aside from the conversation. So you're more prepared with the question of how can I help? The third thing that I taught my setter this morning, I said, yeah, first is they need my help. Second is how can I help? And third is let's go now find leverage points to prove why it's worth paying for the help. That's it. That's the whole thought strategy, the mindset strategy behind it. I'm going to show you the visual of what that looks like. So it's like, they need my help. How can I help them? So you convince yourself first. You're selling yourself first. You're looking at their stuff. You're figuring, oh, they're like this. Oh, I've worked with someone like that. You're convincing yourself. And then you go into what? What leverage points can I find with that person that proves it's worth getting on a call, paying me money to help? We're talking about even. By the way, if you do it this way, you know what happens? When you are qualitatively prospecting, meaning you add value, you're conscious, you bring awareness and spirit to the process of helping a person, figuring out if you can work together, your response rate goes up in the chat because it's a very relevant conversation and it's valuable for them. They actually care about the conversation. Second, your show up rate goes up because they don't want to miss an appointment after talking to you deeply about something. And third, close rate goes up because they come in with the notion of, I need this. So the set is the sale. The set is the sale, not the call. You do this part, 80% of the work is right here. Okay. 80% of the sale is right. Now, if your set is bad, the call just requires more skill. That's it. But if you do this part easy, which is a lot easier in my opinion than being really good on call, then that's a part of it's easier. But the set is the sale. So you look at it like this. Now I tell my setters, I'm like, okay, when we're talking to someone, there's 5 right here, good prospects, right? And you also want to vet, like, are they from a country that could pay? Do they look like they're actively buying stuff? Like you want to see, because you want to choose like a sniper, who am I going to focus on adding a lot of value to so I can get them on call? Then you break into the next level of the conversation, level 2. Then you break into the next level of the conversation, level 3. And you keep doing this. And there's 3 levels of pain. If you go into my appointment setter training, okay, you reach a level with the person. When you get to here, this is what they're considering. When you only get to here, even if you book 10 times more calls than doing this, when you do this, and then it's extreme, it's like you're really selling. You have to convince people to buy with you. We don't do that. So this is level 4 conversation. We're going deeper into one person than to going, we're going 4 levels deep into one person, then going 40 levels wide, 40 wide with 40 people, but 1 level deep into them. And so how we're looking at it is this. Over here, you might just have a surface level conversation. Hey, how you doing? You doing well? Awesome. You do this. Yeah. What's your goal? Oh, this. Oh, what do you need help with? Oh, yeah, it's not bad. Like I could do this. Oh, cool. I could help you. Oh, maybe I'll get on a call. That's what happens here. Over here, you're like, hey, I checked out your post. I saw your post. By the way, awesome stuff. Great looking stuff. How long have you been on this journey? That's insane. Wow. And why is it that? How come you haven't got there yet? Level 2 break in. Oh, well, I've been dealing with this. They have rapport with you. So they're telling you a lot more stuff. I've been going through all this stuff. Oh, crazy. So like right now, accountability is going to be what you need the most. It's not like you don't know what to do. Yeah, 100%. So how come you haven't found the accountability? Oh, I had some bad experience in the past. You're level 3 now. Now they're telling you more about their situation. Oh, why do you think that didn't work? Oh, it didn't work because this, like, well, you could do so great. Like it's a shame that you're kind of sitting here, not being able to get the result you want. So like, what's the major thing you want to get help with? I want to get help with this. Awesome. And what would that do for you in your life? I'm just curious, like, would it make a huge difference in your family? Yeah, you know what? I've been trying to help my mom for a long time. 5 people, 3 book a call, and 2 buy. When you set this, 2 will buy your sale. And that's like a $5,000 sale is $10,000 a day or $10,000 a week. Whereas over here, you run through like 30 people to get like 4 book calls to have like 2 show up to get a deposit from 1 unless they refund. You see what I'm saying? The difference of? And it's because this mindset right here, the set is the sale. And the way I want you to think about it is literally this. The 3 core beliefs you need to have when setting up a sale, but really just in sales. And that is number 1, they need my help. They need me. Say that. They need me. Next one is, how am I going to help? I won't even say 3 core beliefs. I'm going to say this, the 3-step thinking strategy. Okay. For setting sales, setting and sales. Think of it like that. Okay. Even the call, I go in like this, how right here, how am I going to help? Right. So this is where you got to build your own conviction and you're going to help the person. Because if you're convinced, when I'm convinced I got to help a person, there's nothing you can tell me. You could just tell me you're unwilling to pay for the help, but now it's just about you. It's not about whether I can or not. And the last one is leverage points. What leverage points, and I'll tell you what that means, can I find to prove it's worth paying for my help? I start with conviction, certainty. I know what I'm doing and people need. Then I go, okay, so what do I need to know? The conversation going deeper here is about figuring this out. How am I going to help this person? By the way, if you look at their profiles, most of the time, you actually see what they need help with. If you're in fitness, you'll see they're a little overweight. Like, interesting. They're in a cycling class. Cycling is the method to go. They should be doing, you already know things about them. They're going to be impressed.